Hello again. This is now part 10 of our teaching on teaching the end from the beginning. But now we're at part 10. We're back in Bereshit 1. We're going to walk through the Shabbat week, or the week leading to Shabbat, to explain the continual, to fight against all this moon Sabbath, jumping, skip this day, skip that day, recount here, and have the broken up cycle. 7 is a continual offering. It's a continual. That's a seventh-day Sabbath. It's not a Sabbath on its own. It's a seventh-day Sabbath. It never was connected to the moon. The Sabbath week created the moon. As I used the analogy before, a woman gives birth to a brand new baby. You split the baby open, shove mom in there, and say, "Give birth to your mother." That's how lewd and lascivious the moon Sabbaths are to me. It's so perverse. It's so. I mean, get a mental picture of what I just said, and that's how you keep a moon Sabbath. That's how Satan loves to. It spits in Yahuwah's face. It just absolutely says, "Take a flying leap, big guy. I can do anything to your trained monkeys. I can trick them into doing anything." Bereshit 1 is all. If you want to know the Master Yahusha, you have to know him from the beginning. Now listen. I'm going to explain the 7-day week. I'll set this up. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 11, verse 2. The Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me to teach deliverance to the captives, open up the eyes of the blind, set at liberty all those. I think this is Isaiah 51. So that's setting at liberty. The 7 Ruachs of Yahuwah, the Ruach of Yahuwah, the Ruach of wisdom, Sunday, as we call our pagan days, understanding, Monday, counsel, Tuesday, power, Wednesday, knowledge, Thursday, or 5th day, the all or power, 6th day of creation week, and it reverts back to the spirit of Yahuwah on the 7th day again. So that's Yeshayahu 11. So there's your theme that we go by. Okay? We're going to go, okay, this is the wisdom Ruach. Day 1 is the wisdom. And you'll see they all interconnect, because you read the Psalms and Proverbs, wisdom and knowledge interact and interchange as far as his creative ability. But since it's a Sabbath, that's why the Father gave me a piece of doing this type of teaching on the Sabbath, because the Sabbath anointing is on. And the 2 ways to praise Yahuwah is praising him for taking us out of Egypt and praising him for being our creator. And I wanted to share with you how to honor him as this. Because sometimes I'll sing as a hymn, Bereshit 1, as an offering, as a hymn on the Sabbath, because he is the creator. It's just beautiful. So, if you want to know Yahusha, if you want to know the Master, the Word who is from the beginning, it all points back to here. So this is the Ruach wisdom, or the part of Yahuwah that teaches us wisdom on this day. How does wisdom happen? Separating light from darkness. Not darkness from light. Those who think the light comes first. In the beginning, Bereshit 1:1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the face of the deep. And the Ruach of Elohim, he moved upon the face of the waters. Now that Ruach of Elohim fluttering over the waters, the same application by inference or by the Remez, his Spirit's creating all 6 days of creation. So the Ruach of Yahushua is hovering over each day. It was only mentioned on the first day. Keep it in mind. Okay, the earth. Oh, let me state. In the beginning, Yahuwah created the heavens and the earth. The heavens of blank void. There's not a planet in it. Shemaim does not mean bunch of planets in it, okay? Keep that in mind for all you moon Sabbathers who say the moon was already there and the moon already was in conjunction on the day before this new moon. I know how the moon guys spin it. There's not a planet in existence, nothing, and then the earth came second. He made the black earth darkness first, as through us all Torah, days, weeks, and months begin in darkness. Let's cover this. This is the Ruach of wisdom. This is where you're going to gain wisdom. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens, blank, not a planet, not a star, not a moon in it. Heavens, and then the earth. Because if you study, look up, just do a search on the earth in the Torah, and you'll see he puts his earth upon its pillars or its foundations, bars. I don't know how it works out in the Hebrew, but the earth, before there was any gravitation of other planets, he had to make it stay where it needed to sit. Before the sun was drawing it, all the planets push against each other to ward off. I mean, everything holds together by the planetary systems, and there's no planets yet. So he had to put it on pillars so it wouldn't float away. It had to be set in this one spot, and he built the planets of our solar system around it. See, the Earth was the only planet in existence on this verse. And once you realize that, then it'll all start to open up to you. Then all the planets were all brought together on the fourth day, and that's the Ruach of power. Because we truly understand the functioning of how the power of Yahuwah works by the feasts. See, the solar feasts are very important, but the Sabbath has nothing to do with it. It's not bound. All the Father did, as I said before, all they did, he calibrated the sunsets and the sunsets to sunset to show us the Sabbath. He calibrated the fourth day's sunrises and sunsets, or sunsets and sunrises, to calibrate with his already in existence Yahusha's light. Yahusha was the light of the sun, because he was acting as the light of a sun, S-O-N. And as the earth was spinning, Yahusha didn't move. So the earth turned away and got dark, came back around to his light again. See, through those days before the sun and the moon were created, he was the light source, and the earth was spinning, he stayed still. Evening and morning, the first day, he had to allow, after he did his creation, he waited for the earth to spin a rotation. Now this will unlock to you. So in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and a single planet Earth. There's that Shemaim that has nothing to do with planets in it. And the stars were made in the fourth day. The sun, moon, and stars. Don't be deceived. There's moon sabbather nonsense everywhere. Run from it. The dark, dark pit of hell. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. The earth was void, formless and void and empty, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Ruach of Elohim, he moved upon the face of the waters. Because all the earth was made out of the chemistry of the makeup of the water chemistry. Elohim said, let light come to be. So light came to be. Yahusha was the son of the light. He breathed upon the waters, and then the Father allowed Yahusha, he is the Spirit that made everything, he turned on his light, how that happens, okay? So he said, let there be light, and there was goodness. It was Yahusha's light, not any stinking sun that we're looking out during the daytime and seeing. It's not made yet. Then as the earth is spinning, Elohim separated the light from the darkness. There's still a covenant of the day and a covenant of the night. And there is a covenant of day and covenant of night. They are two separate covenants, but to make a yom, you have to have both covenants to complete it. You know how they twist it. So Elohim of the earth was rotating. The Elohim saw the light, and the light was good. The Elohim separated the light from the darkness. Elohim called the day light, and the night he called darkness. He called night. There came to be evening, and there came to be morning, day one, first day. Okay, that was the Ruach of wisdom. Light, darkness, two covenants, two witnesses. Light, darkness, day and night. Because if you follow me along, if you realize that in the night gives you wisdom. The night begins the day. In Psalm 19, the night sends you wisdom. The day gives you something else. Okay, the night is wisdom. That's why the days begin at night. Yahuwah prepares you for the work activity part of the day by ministering to you at the night. If you reverse your days and have a dawn, the Father's removed his blessing. That's why dawn Sabbath people are pretty much confounded. They miss all the blessing to prepare them for the day. Because they partake of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and reverse the days. Of course, the day is still a 12-hour daylight yom, but they've missed the blessing to prepare them for it. The Father ministers to us and anoints us and gives us all the gifts, the rebuilding, the recharging, the preparations for the day, and the whole cycle. But you finish your day, you have your dinner, you go to sleep, the whole ministering process kicks in. See, it's disorder when you have your day begin at dawn, because you start your day of activity without any preparation, you see. And you finish your day, and some people only have the dawn part of the day, so they curse the whole nighttime, so the Father removes all the blessing, what they can receive at night. Of course, they'll physically be rejuvenated, but they miss His anointing. He won't probably send His angels to minister to them, because they've partaken of the knowledge of the good and evil. They're no longer in the law of the Spirit of life or the tree of life anymore. So that's the first day. Wisdom, light versus darkness. There's darkness there too. Darkness is great. Yahuwah abides in thick darkness. Darkness is not evil in every context. It can have the connotation, but it's not necessarily evil. The light was good, but did He say the evil, the darkness was bad? Of course not. They add to the word. Okay. The Ruach of wisdom, Ruach of Yahuwah Shabbat. We're going to get back on the seventh day. The Ruach of wisdom, the Ruach of understanding next. The second day is understanding. So Elohim said, let the expanse, this is great, let the expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. Now we're in the Garden of Eden. We are now, metaphorically, have eaten of the tree of life, and chapter 1 is open to us. You see how everything's in reverse? If you want to know the Master Yahushua, He is the beginning. That's what He said. He's the master of the Sabbath. The Sabbath is worthless without 6 working days that have nothing to do with the month. It's a 7th day Shabbat. It has to have 6 working days before, and don't do the scam of the moon sound. Well, every day you have to have 6 working days. No, when a new moon or a feast interrupts it, they just stack the offerings. Whenever another appointment comes over a work day, the work is suspended. It's an automatic. It's so simple a child can understand it. It's still a work day, but the work is suspended. There's only 6 work days. But when a lunar month sits a feast day upon it, you suspend the work day. But it's still a work day. It's still the 6 working days. Second day, the Spirit, the Ruach of understanding. Verse 6, Genesis 1:6. Then Elohim said, let the expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. We are made of water. Let there be an expanse or a heaven put between the waters, like a sandwich, that takes us up, that gives us the lens above the waters to protect us. It's still a water of the Word covering to go up above us. He is our head. He is our tail. He is the top. He is, that type of thing. So let the waters be separated, let their expanse be set in between the waters, on understanding. And Elohim made the expanse, and He separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse, and it came to be so. So waters was a type of the washing of the water of Word. There is 2 planes of existence here. When the water that you can attain things from the heaven, the water you can receive things from the earth. You see, there's dry ground coming, but see, there's water of the Word to have a focus, understanding. We have a higher calling in the Shemaim to be called as Yahuwah beings, to be co-heirs with Yahushua. We're looking up to the heaven with the water of the Word, learning the deep things, and yet the water that's upon the earth of the deep things of this Word to minister to others. It's like the 2-fold 10 Commandments. The first, I always call the 5th commandment is the hinge, because honoring the Father is still the Father in heaven and the Father on earth. So the 5th is the hinge of the commandments. Okay? So the water in the heaven are the first 4 commandments, and possibly the 5. And the waters that are under the earth are the waters of the Word, are the last 5 commandments. You see? Heavenly, Yahoo, you love Him with all your might, soul, you keep a Sabbath, you don't have idols, you don't do anything. And the lower ones, you love your neighbor, you don't commit adultery, you don't murder, you don't steal. So look at how that understanding kicks in just from even the simple dividing the truth of seeing it in the Ten Commandments as far as the 5 that love Father and the 5 that love mankind. You will love your neighbors yourself, and you will love Yahuwah. That is the fulfilling of the law. And that's the waters above. Now the land hasn't gotten here yet. We're going to get to the land in a moment. So this is the day of understanding. I got to shut down here, so we're going to get to another one.